All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning into another one of my podcasts, I guess. Today's episode, we'll be talking about why the Dallas Cowboys lost to the Los Angeles Rams yesterday, Saturday night game. It was a close. I don't know if it was a close game more than I felt like Dallas had a chance the first three and a half quarters. I thought Dallas had a chance to come back, and then obviously towards the end, Los Angeles, Jared Goff running it for a first down kept the drive going, and then we just didn't have enough timeouts to stop the clock, and they got the ball. They got a couple first downs when our defense should have stopped, needed the stops really bad. So that happened. Cowboys defense did not play what they've been used to playing, which is dominantly absolutely destroying the offense. Cowboys D-line front seven, I guess you could say, could not hold Rams rushing at all, which part kind of makes sense, kind of doesn't. Rams have a good, obviously Todd Gurley as their running back. It's like the second most rushing leaders behind Ezekiel Elliott, and I get that Todd Gurley didn't play the last 2 weeks. He hasn't played in 2 weeks. This was the game he came back to play, which is pretty good. He did good in. Ezekiel Elliott only had 50 yards, which that was mainly our problem. Dak Prescott had 200 throwing yards, and Ezekiel Elliott had 50 yards rushing. That's terrible. That's partially why we lost, because Ezekiel Elliott couldn't run the ball. The Rams defense just kept coming at us. Cowboys had to punt a couple times, and in this type of game, as soon as you start punting, you give the opposition opportunities to score, and then you remain scoreless. So we punted 2 drives in a row, I think, right after the second half, and we shouldn't have done that. Meaning we should have kept the drives going. We couldn't keep the drives going. Cowboys defense was on the field the entire time. Cowboys offense, they'd get the ball, and a couple touchdowns we scored those quick because the couple touchdowns we did get, it was a couple big plays that Dak made with his arm, and we didn't really run the ball, and we didn't really control the clock, and so our defense was tired out. It was on the field the whole time. Not Chargers. Why did I say Chargers this whole game? I mean this whole podcast. I meant the Rams. Rams offense pounded the ball. Third down, they'd run it and get it, which is super surprising because most people don't run on third down. But the Rams, they just wanted to kill the clock, get the game over with, so they kept running it. And even on third down, they ran it. I think C.J. Anderson ran it on third down and got a first down, and that's how they just kept getting first downs on the ground. C.J. Anderson had 120, 30-something yards. And C.J. Anderson actually had more yards than Todd Gurley, and Todd Gurley had a good game too. He had over 120 yards, I think, rushing, which combined they had 200 yards rushing. So let's just see what Around the NFL has, what they're saying about the game. So the title headline, this is written by Herbie Tope, Around the NFL writer. This was published January 12th at 11:16 p.m. So he wrote it pretty fast. He updated it at 1:35 a.m. So this hasn't been updated in a couple hours. Let's see. The headline reads, Rams run over Cowboys to reach NFC title game. That's a pretty good headline. So let's see what it says. It says, it took a full 60 minutes of effort, but the Rams have secured their first playoff win since their return to Los Angeles. The Rams defeated the Cowboys 30-22 on Saturday night at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. The Rams will face the winner of Sunday's Eagles-Saints clash at 3:05 p.m. Eastern Time on January 2nd. Here's what we learned. Okay. Number 1, it is often said in order to deter a bully on the block, punch them in the mouth. In Saturday night's instance, the bully entering the game was the Dallas Cowboys' physical run defense. Dallas finished the regular season ranked 5th in the league against the run and came off a wild card win during which the Cowboys held the Seahawks' top rushing attack to just 73 yards. And yeah, Cowboys defense was sort of the bully going into this game. Everybody was overhyping the Cowboys defense. In the beginning, everybody claimed that the Rams would win and the Cowboys had no shot. And then they saw that the Cowboys beat the Seahawks. And then they were like, okay, maybe they have a chance. if the defense plays good. And the defense has played good. In the regular season, they played good. In the Seahawks game, they played pretty good. But just yesterday's game, they just got outplayed, outranked. I think the Rams just punched them in the mouth. That's what it says in the article, and I have to agree with that. Let's see. Let's keep reading. Rams decided to take it right to the Cowboys early and often, and total 273 yards rushing, which is C.J. Anderson and Todd Gurley combined. They combined for 3 touchdowns on 48 carries. Todd Gurley rushed for 115 yards and a touchdown, while C.J. Anderson rushed for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. Gurley and Anderson became the fourth set of teammates to each rush for 100+ yards lower over the last 30 postseasons. That's a meaningless stat. I don't really care about that. I mean, I guess it's a meaningful stat, but like you could pull stats out of anywhere to make players look good. Players make them look bad. So what did we learn from this game? We learned that Cowboys defense. No, let's not talk about the Cowboys now, because the Cowboys are out of the playoffs. We need to see what the Los Angeles Rams need to do. No, you know what? Let's not even talk about that. Let me stop the audio, and then I'll regroup and we'll see what this